Hey guys, what's up? This is CroixDawg, and today we're going to be playing a 210 heads up against a guy named Manusito. It's pretty bad numbers. I think a negative 35% RI over like 60 games. So our initial plan is going to be to take it slow and try to get it in. Try to get in really good, and just going to be pretty patient with him. So we'll see if he's going to be a reckless player or if he's just going to be a weak passive player. Alright, min bets this flop. We have the ace high. Not going to fold. Calling. Again, still calling. Probably not going to call a big river bet, but there's enough. And if he min bets again, obviously, I would expect to drop or win. And okay, so right now, what's going through my head is this guy might not understand what's going on really, and understand bet sizing. So I'm not going to make many C bets on missed boards. I'm pretty much just playing pretty straightforward from the button. Like I picked up a draw here. I will bet the turn 80. Expect to get a decent amount of folds, like we did. And if not, we have a chance to hit a river and take a pretty nice pot off of him. And if we miss the river, we're just checking. Don't plan on two barreling this guy at all. And that's a lot. It's very important to look at the numbers when playing these guys. And really, whenever there's bad numbers, you just have to be patient. Spots will develop. I'm still going to stay aggressive from the button. I want to be able to act in position. Flopped a pretty good flop here. Going to bet half pot. Don't want to see a raise. It's exactly what we want. Perfect turn for us. And I'd expect him to continue with any high diamond, any one of these pairs, a 6. And for the river, we're probably we want to get called by like a 7 or a 5. So we're going to bet smallish here. 220. Looks pretty good. And he called and mucked. And he had king 4. So he called us down the whole way with the 4 of diamonds. Yeah. So again, no bluffing of these kind of players whatsoever. Just gonna fold pretty bad hands from the button as well. Alright, we have 2 9s here. Gonna 4x it. And he calls. A perfect flop for us. Totally content getting this in. Gonna bet 3/4 pot. Called. Bet probably the best turn in the deck for us. Gonna bet healthy again. Make him really commit. We're almost gonna bet full pot here. And make him, if he wants to go with it, commit the hand. Alright, he did. Again, not folding. Tough to put him on an ace here. I'm just going to put him all in and expect him to call with one of these pairs. And again, if there's noise in this video, sorry. There's a garage at the bottom of my apartment, and these guys have been loud all morning. And he folded. Just gonna triple here. Again, great flop. Getting it in. If he has a king, so be it. And we're pretty much just dominating the match. So it's gonna be very, very tough for us to lose this one. I'm expecting him to check behind here. He seems very passive. Not really a desire to put out a min bet. Maybe I will min bet the river. Yeah, I will min bet this river since he's playing it so passive. He's going to call with a 3 or 4. Whatever. Okay. He most likely has a 5. I'm just folding. So that was the first tricky play that he made. Flop bottom 2 here. Gonna lead out for a pot size bet. Hope he has some piece, which he does. and it was the smallest piece possible. So we're gonna try to rematch this guy. We'll see if he will do it. And based on this pause, I would say he's not going to. Even trying to read the rematch button against this guy. But yeah, those are the players that you'll encounter all the way up to like the 200 and 500 level, which is just it's borderline mind-boggling. But okay. So yeah, not really many key hands to discuss. I mean, it was just a pretty straight, like, after the first hand we saw, it was pretty clueless. I love our bet sizing here with this 9-8. I really like that. The turn is the best card in the deck for us. Other than, I guess, the 6 of diamonds. That would have been the straight flush, or straight flush. But, yep, just kept him in there with the 4 diamonds, and he was, as it turned out, drawing dead. And the river was a great card for us, too, to extract some value. I like the way we played these 9s. Of course, the board just came down perfect for us. Anytime you have 2 9s and there's an overcard or 2, it becomes a little bit difficult to play, especially extracting value. It's not as hard to call down for value. But yeah, the board came 8 high, and then we got a deuce on the turn, best card in the deck, and gonna put them all in on the ace river. It's tough to put them on an ace, and tough to put them on anything that beats us. And then just, you know, the elimination hand. So I'm gonna pause this, and we'll try to get another match going. Alright guys, what's up? Here's the first hand of our second match. We're playing a guy who has no terrible numbers, negative 8% ROI, which yeah, in the grand scheme of players is not terrible. But we're not going to expect him to be too advanced. It's a very short sample size. I think it's like 30 games. Going to raise this ace 10 suited here. All right, this is interesting. Okay, so he's probably going to be one of these min raising types. With this kind of hand, I'm still calling. I'm getting a great price on the money. Not our best flop, so we're just going to check fold this flop. But when getting that good of a price, you can't necessarily always put your opponents on huge premium hands. Like, and even if he would have kings, like, we're getting a sick price to try to drill a flop that'll bust him. But we'll fold, and I'd expect to see some more of that. So now I'm going to combat that. I'm going to make an on-the-fly adjustment and start min raising a little bit. Not too thrilled about this board. I'm going to put out a c-bet anyways, but I think I'd expect it. Okay, now he folded. I'm just going to check the 8-4 from the big. Missed that flop. Turn to 4, but not worth betting. Not worth putting on a min bet. The club draw out there, and now we'll just give it up to him. Going to triple the ace 10 suited. We have a queen 3. I'm going to do something different. Limp in this queen 3. Alright, I'm going to fold. I'm going to min raise the Jack 5 here. We got min raised. I'm going to call. Again, we're getting a great price. Missed the flop. Sorry, I'm a little distracted by this chat here. And yeah, not going to try to make any fancy moves. Going to triple this, fully prepared to get this in. Going to put out a half pot bet for value. Okay, not a good turn for us. Expected decent amount of eights in his range. So now if he's going to bet here, we can probably take a jack. Alright, so now we're just going to check it down, but I'd expect him to have a hand like 10-9, just a hand that missed. I'd expect us to be good, but betting for value here is pretty thin, and we'll be content to take that pot. And he had, 7-9 for a flop double gutter. Against most opponents, I would raise this from the big blind at the point of them limping, because I think that we're going to take down that 40 a lot. But against him, he's shown a capacity to min raise us. Turns a queen, and now I think we can make a min bet. Naturally, pot size re-raise us, and don't think we're beating much. Think we're just gonna fold. Don't think he's really making a move at it. King 7 again. The blinds in this are going up huge. The blinds go up every 3 minutes, so the blinds are going up super fast here. Pot size bet. We just have king high, fold. Another min raise with our queen, flop top pair. This one we're not going to fold, but I don't want to get a raise in here. We can get it in bad versus a lot of hands. So I'm going to see what peels off on the turn. The best card we could have possibly hoped for. And now I'll get it all in. Hope he calls with a jack. If we're beat, pretty sick cooler. And he's drawing dead. So you see, he out flopped us. And we caught up. Now, if that turn would have been an offsuit 2 or something, then we would have had a tough decision, because it's tough to just automatically give him credit for having us beat, but that would have been an interesting spot. Luckily, we just turned gin and didn't have to worry about it. Alright, he has 8 big blinds, shipping in the king 9 here, pretty standard. Folding the 9 deuce. Also folding the 6-4. Whenever they're like whenever they have less than like 600 chips, I'll shove a lot more liberally than I will whenever they have, say, 8 big blinds. I'm sorry. We just flop trips. Now he's drawn to a deuce, and now he's drawn dead. So we'll try to get a rematch in here against him. And no, declined. Key hands from this match. Don't want to close out the table, which I always do. 21 hands. Blinds went up super fast. Peculiar spot here where he limps and we make a pretty standard. This is the third hand we played, and he makes a pretty standard. We make a standard 4x on the big blind. I like to do that with a lot of hands. Against people who limp, I like to take real initiative of the match. And he min raised us instantly, which is just sends off warning bells. Shipping there is just really bad. Re-raising there is really bad also. So flatting's really the only play I think is profitable. I think it's pretty profitable because I don't I don't sense immediately when someone does that, like, oh man, aces, kings, queens, ace, king. Like, there are people that do some strange things. So we call, we totally missed the flop, queen, queen, nine, and just check fold. Um, yeah, not really. And then our nines, we got decent value out of that. We made a good flop bet. He called, which he should with the double gutter, and uh, the river would have been, because all the straight draws missed. We didn't think he'd bet a jack, so the river range would be an 8 or maybe a weird king, like a king 10 or something goofy, but that's the range we put him on there, and so we might have called there. Um, and then yeah, the hand where he bet pot out when he flopped, we min raised with our queen 5 suited. He called with a jack 8 flop, queen jack 8, um, queen jack 8, and he bet pot. We called. Turn was a queen. He bet pot again, and we shipped it, and he called with what was counterfeited and just turned into a jack, and he was drawing dead. So I'll pause this and wait for the next match. Alright guys, here's our third match, a 100 regular speed. More up my alley. I like these more. Blinds up every 5 minutes and with a slow full tilt blind structure. We're playing a guy, DJ Beto RS. He's break even play over a very short sample size. So just my pre-read of the match, I'm just gonna guess that he's gonna be passive. Just a gut feeling. I don't know why. Usually more break-even players aren't all or nothing players. So we'll see if that prediction holds true. Going to keep aggressive from the button early. It's great when you pick up hands like this. Makes the game easy. And I am not going to fold this to an unknown player, an unknown break-even player. If we're beat, we're beat. And I think that they're going to get it in a lot wider than I think they're going to get it in pretty wide a lot of times. So okay, now we put in 2 healthy bets, and yeah, we're just going to shove here and hope he looks us up with a king or a queen. And yeah, must have had a flush draw, or maybe a jack 10, but the insta I would guess it'd be a flush draw. So just like that, not going to play that hand scared. Get out to a nice healthy chip lead. Alright. Again, not going to be afraid of this. If I flop a king, I'm probably going to be willing to get it in. If I flop a king and the king's the top pair. I mean, this flop I'm also pretty willing to get in. And again, I'm just going to chalk it up to, I don't really think he is. I expect him to have high cards here more than an overpair, but we'll see. And now our king 9 is almost for sure good, and so I don't really subscribe to the fear of those baby raises. Those usually just signed off warning bells, like those min raises and those really like baby raises. Almost all the time, send off warning bells of just a pretty inexperienced player. Okay, with these threes, I'm raising, and if he ships them, I'm getting it in. I'm going to try to take a coin flip whenever possible to eliminate the match. I think we still have a big edge, so that's going to put our edge at like 85 maybe percent, because I think we have a pretty big edge over this guy. Yep, just 3 overs, leads out, just going to muck it. And that might be erring on the side of caution, but I'm sure this guy will give us a few good spots. Again, flop and bottom pair. Don't really feel committed to it at all. Easy dump. So now when we have about a 3-1 chip lead, we're just looking to get it in when we flop something or when we have a pretty strong pre-flop hand. We're not looking to really, if he has an ace-9 and he triples to shove, that's not usually my game against most players. So we're just going to be patient. Like, he's going to do pretty unusual things like that. Take bet 250% of the pot, and we welcome that. We definitely will welcome that. Alright, just flats. Gonna bet half pot here. A lot of cards could come on the turn that will beat us, so just gonna take it down, and we most likely have the best hand. Again, gonna play small ball here with him. This is a different board texture, so I'm probably gonna check behind here because there aren't as many cards that can come on the turn that'll beat us. Great turn card for us. If we were beat, we were already beat. Now we'll put out 40. Maybe see if he'll call us with an ace high, or we'll try to get a little fancy. So, trying to see how long it's been running. I'm going to defend here with the Jack-6. He's been min-raising a decent amount of the time. Turn the gutter. Just going to fold to any resistance. Now I'm going to triple this ace-king. Hope he makes some. That's exactly what we're hoping for. And I'd expect him to fold here a decent amount, actually. Which isn't bad. We'll just take down at 140. But yeah, we're happy to get this in all day versus his range. And he did call with king queen. And we held up. So we'll see if we can get a rematch out of anybody. No rematch. Alright, well, let's look at some key hands here. Again, these matches have been very short so far. The key hand for us, obviously, that the aces, when he leads out. When he leads out here, very difficult to put him on a two pair plus hand, and it's never going to be plus two pair. Like maybe a set of sevens, but that's just very far fetched. So then we raise it up. He called us pretty quickly, if I recall, which sends off signs to me at this level of I'm not that strong. I'm going to try to call quickly to as a defense mechanism. So maybe you'll shut down. Turn, very safe. 4 of hearts. Puts a backdoor flush draw up there, but not concerned about that at all. Make a healthy, like about 60% pot bet. After very little deliberation, he calls, and the river is a 10. Only really makes 2 pair cards, and he checks, and we ship for value, and he folds. Other than that, I don't really think there were that many. Oh yeah, another key hand. We min raised, and he made a baby raise to 80, and we can't always give those credit. I know that whenever it is actually aces or kings, it sucks, and then we're just like, man, I should have folded pre-flop. But we gotta battle ranges here. We can't just battle. We can't just be short-sighted and look when we run into this big hand. So we call, flop a 9. He overbets the pot slightly, 125% I think, and we basically make a raise to put them all in, and he folds. So we'll try to get another rematch here, or another match. Alright guys, here we have another match. This is going to be our fourth match so far. It's against a guy named Blodwin, who has pretty bad numbers. Um, and again, uh, I'm not seeking out these guys. I'm sitting first in lobbies and they're sitting with me, which is a great sign for the games. If you can build up any kind of image or any kind of respect um, at the current level you're playing, then in the regular stay away. These are the kind of players you're going to encounter. Players with really, really bad stats, and those are the players that we're going to make tons of money from in the long term. So I know there are some people who hate to see me and don't know what they can learn about videos beating up on fish. And to those players, I say these are the exact videos that I think you should learn the most from. I would much rather, and as I'm sure all of you would, be playing bad competition all day than solid regulars. I know we're going to encounter solid regulars from time to time, and we need strategies to combat them. But these are the matches we really need to get maximum value out of. Okay, so he made a huge re-raise here. Ace 10 just shrivels up, even though he has bad numbers. Don't really want to put it in there with the Ace 10. We're in again a 105 regular speed, so we're gonna have more time. At a 75 big blind structure, we're gonna be able to get it in pretty good, I think, especially when he's making moves like this. I'd expect this to probably be a 10 something. That's yeah, but bloating the pot like that is just absurd and for sure not a profitable play. So we're gonna throw in a few limps here, and we're going to throw in some min raises. All right, flop the gut shot. Min bets out. We're gonna call. We're not gonna get fancy and try to take this away if he would check behind here. Now it turned into an open ender. Still gonna check, and now I'm just gonna fold. Kind of want to call just to see what he might have, but again, it actually might be worth it. Now my goal is to see as many flops as possible. I'm trying to keep pots cheap. I'm going to triple with because I don't think this guy can really differentiate. That's just a basic stereotype. If they have bad numbers, I'm going to think that they're not able to really tell the strength of my hands between tripling and min raising and limping. I will take a stab at this. If he does call us, it will give us a decent image. That's ridiculous. I want to call, so yeah, fold. Okay. So now we have a pretty clear indication he's very reckless, and just got to make a hand. Gonna raise this ace queen, and with a queen high flop, I would stick in however many big blinds we have left. Alright, I don't really like this spot. I think he has a king, but we're going to call to try to hit one of these cards, and we did. Hopefully he doesn't have Jack 10. Obviously getting this in. I'd expect a king still. And never mind, he had Queen 7. Yeah. Wow. So yeah, these are the kind of players that we want to play as often as we can. Yeah, these are the dream matchups for us. That was a very peculiar line. I don't understand. And now I'm shoving this for value because we're going to probably get called by any two. And we have a better than average hand. I know he's probably thinking it's going to be so tough to release this, but can he do it? Alright, disconnect, slowing down the match big time. and really hoping he reconnects. Brings up a point. Whenever players are sitting out, it's a tough issue. If it's a regular or a player you've play on a semi-regular basis, then I'd wait. But if it's just a random person, it sounds bad. It sounds bad, but it's just like it's just, I mean, it's a dog eat dog game anyways. If you don't have the backup internet connection, like I have a wireless card, and I will get pissed off if people when I'm having internet problems will steal from me. But it's part of the game. I understand. I didn't come prepared. If I don't have it, so be it. I do feel pretty bad here though. It's not the ideal way to end a match. But again, yeah, if you're not prepared, if you don't take all the precautions, then it's going to affect you. But again, if this was a more regular player, regardless of the stakes don't matter. If it's a 5,000 and it's someone I have played against a decent amount or we're friendly or anything, then I'm gonna wait. Just because that's just my policy. But if it's a random person, random people would steal off of me, and yeah, I'd like to hear your guys' thoughts on this because it's a very interesting. It's pretty much exclusive to Heads Up Sit and Goes. I guess Sit and Goes in general. But yeah, I'd like to hear your thoughts on this. How you feel about this, because I know it's happened to all of us, which is frustrating. But I think it's just part of the game, and I'm not going to accept because yeah, I mean he's not around anyways. But and forgot to look at key hands there. Yeah, only really that Queen 7 versus our Ace Queen. And that would have worked had an ace not come. If Queen came, we're getting that all in anyways, and then it's just unlucky for him. But if that ace doesn't come and he makes that play, he takes it down. So still, I think that's a terrible risk reward play by him. But especially because we're gonna have Jack 10 in our range, we're gonna have aces. Yep, so we're gonna call with some hands. But all right, well I'll pause it. We'll do one more video for today. Alright guys, here we're going to do our last match. I think we've done 5, maybe 6 so far. Against the guy, don't play that. His statistics are, I think he's lost like his last 5, and yep, so, and it is maybe a negative 9% ROI. So, we're going to gauge our play based on that. Again, going to start it off aggressive. Okay, I'm not sure, he might be sitting out here. Jeez, this is. Don't really want to end the video on a match like this. God. Okay, he looks like he's back. Thank you. Alright. Alright, so now we're back to near even anyways. Don't feel too bad. Okay. Based on that action that happened, I'm making a quick raise here with these kings. I'd expect him to call or jam a lot. And he called. Checking behind here is good too, but I think if we put out a bet, we're going to get shipped on more. And unfortunately, it wasn't the case. So now I'm expecting this match to go really fast. He's going to be playing really aggressive. We're going to defend here with this 9-10. And we flopped. Alright, that's hugely checked there. Gave us a free one. Take another chance at it. And yeah, not going to make a bluff at it. So he gave us 2 free chances to drill a card to probably bust him. Again, going to make it 180, and I'm going to call a shove or I'm going to get it in over top of a re-raise. Yep, I plan on doing that. So you have to go with your instincts. If that's going to happen, the match is played really fast. If we're beat here, it's unlucky. I don't think it's going to be ace king ever. I think we're going to be racing a lot, and I think we're going to be ahead a lot. So we're up against ace 7, and we held for the win. Really short match. Try to do a rematch with him if he wants, but no. Again, these matches have all been super short. Not really any interesting spots or hands. Actually, they're interesting hands, but not really too much. Yeah, we picked up 2 nice hands on the big blind. We made quick re-raise on that one. After we could just tell he was frustrated from sitting out, losing 100 chips. He insta raised us when we raised that jack deuce. He insta raised us like baby raised, so we're just like, okay, you can have it. Then he insta min raised this hand, so we just fire out a quick 180. Gonna expect that to get called and shipped on a lot. He called. So we want to give him a chance to peel any other card. Just gonna bet 260, hope he has some piece, or is just gonna try to make a play at us. Wasn't the case. The next hand he played very peculiar. We min raised. He made 100. Going to call with the suited 9-10 all day. Flopped an open-ended straight draw, and he let us check it down with his ace-queen. So if we would have hit a queen, we would have busted him. If we would have hit a 7, we probably would have busted him. He was trying to trap, and just went miserably wrong. He min-raised again quick. We made another quick min-raise by design, a quick 180 by design, and he shipped it fairly quickly, and we're never folding that, based on the way that match has gone. So I think we went undefeated in those, but I'm not quite sure. But if you guys have any questions about the video, I'd like to really hear your take on. I'd like to really hear all of your opinions on the whole when people are sitting out. What you would do. I understand in a perfect world, nobody would steal from anybody, and I hate saying that word stealing. Because we are playing online poker, but it's just an inability. I don't think if you adapt to the conditions, because the internet goes down on everybody. If you don't adapt to conditions and you aren't prepared with a backup, then you should prepare to face the consequences when it happens. And I'm frustrated when that happens too. But I think it's just a real part of online poker, and that's the way it is. I don't know, but yeah, leave me some comments on what you guys thought of the video, what you want for future videos. I'm always all ears. Send me a private message or an email. So yeah, look forward to hearing some commentary back on the video, and until next time, good luck, guys. And take care.